And today, we're talking recruitment. Just how close are these guys to Kentucky? Let's dive in and analyze. But before we get into the updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel. The possibility of Kentucky securing the commitment of Chris Sak would be a monumental achievement for the basketball program led by Mark Pope. Sak, regarded as the top center in the 2025 class by 247 Sports Composite, represents an exceptional talent that any elite team would love to have on their roster. His ability to combine size with a perimeter-oriented game makes him a versatile and dangerous player, capable of transforming a team on both ends of the court. Sak isn't just a conventional center. He brings a unique dimension to the game. Unlike the recently committed Malachi Moreno, whose presence is more traditional, Sak has the ability to stretch the floor, offering Coach Pope a tactical option that could further diversify the Wildcats' offense. In a modern offensive scheme, where flexibility and floor spacing are crucial, adding Sak to Kentucky's roster would be a strategically smart move. The fact that Sak has already included Kentucky in his list of 12 finalists is an encouraging sign. With competition from other teams like Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Baylor, Houston, Louisville, LSU, Michigan State, Tennessee, Texas, and UConn, the battle for his signature will be fierce. However, Kentucky's offensive system, which resembles the NBA style Sak is looking for, might be the decisive factor. Sak's desire for a system that values floor spacing and the possibility of playing with 5-out formations is exactly what Mark Pope has been striving to implement, making Kentucky one of the ideal destinations for him. Moreover, the fact that Sak has not yet made any official visits presents Kentucky with a unique opportunity to impress him during his recruitment process. With only unofficial visits to Houston and LSU so far, there's room for Pope and his staff to win Sak over with a compelling presentation of how he would fit perfectly into the future of the Wildcats. Kentucky's ability to develop players for the NBA is a powerful argument that could resonate with a player of Sak's caliber, who clearly has his eyes set on the next level. The addition of Sak, alongside Moreno, would give Kentucky a formidable combination of talent in the front court, allowing Pope to explore different formations and playing styles. Sak's versatility would complement Moreno's strength and physical presence, creating a balance that would make life even more difficult for opponents. In a landscape where college basketball teams are constantly seeking players who can adapt to various roles and situations, Sak is a game changer. If he decides to wear the Wildcats uniform, there's no doubt he'll be a significant contributor. The Kentucky Wildcats continue their pursuit of elite talent, and the name Brillan Mullins is increasingly coming into the spotlight in Lexington. With the recent commitment of Malachi Moreno, a 4-star center, to Mark Pope's team, the potential addition of Mullins, his AAU teammate, raises expectations for an even brighter future for the Wildcats. Mullins, currently ranked as the 23rd best player in the 2025 class by 247 Sports, is nearing a crucial decision. His final visit, scheduled for October 26th at Kentucky, could be the turning point that seals his choice. And there are reasons to believe that this decision might lean in favor of the Wildcats. The relationship between Moreno and Mullins is a decisive factor. As AAU teammates, the two have developed on-court chemistry that could be a significant difference-maker at the next stage of their careers. Moreno, who has already secured his future with Kentucky, hasn't hidden his desire to continue this partnership at the college level, and his words are encouraging. "We really have a chance to be college teammates. I'll make sure he wears this Kentucky jersey." Moreno's influence, combined with the tradition and structure that Kentucky's program offers, puts the Wildcats in a strong position in the race for Mullins' commitment. The fact that Kentucky is among Mullins' top 5 choices, according to his father, is a clear indication that the program is on the right track. Coach Mark Pope, who has already secured Moreno's commitment for the 2025 class, could be on the verge of adding another formidable talent to his roster. Adding Mullins would be a strategic coup, not just for the player's individual quality, but for the synergy he brings with Moreno. This could create a dynamic duo that would elevate the Wildcats' game in the coming seasons. Kentucky is known for its ability to develop talent and prepare players for the next level, and Mullins, with his growth potential and demonstrated skills, would be a valuable addition to any team. But at Kentucky, he would have the opportunity to evolve under the guidance of a coach who knows how to maximize his players' talent. Pope has shown an impressive ability to build competitive teams, and adding Mullins to the mix would only further solidify the program's reputation. However, the path to Mullins' final commitment won't be easy. Other college basketball teams, such as UConn, Michigan, UNC, Indiana, Duke, and Tennessee, are also in pursuit of the young talent. Each of these schools offers its own appeal, but there's a growing sense that Kentucky has something special to offer. With the November signing period approaching, all eyes are on Mullins' final visits. Sources indicate that Kentucky is in the lead, but nothing is guaranteed until the ink is dry on the paper. Duke, in particular, could emerge as a last-minute contender, depending on how their recruiting strategy unfolds. Will we see this guy in Wildcats blue? Let's wait and see. Recruitment is a fascinating process and can be incredibly creative, depending on the pieces that come together for the team. In the case involving Koa Pete joining the Kentucky Wildcats, it's a topic that deserves special attention in the current college basketball landscape. Pete, a highly touted power forward, is ranked 5th nationally by 247 Sports Composite and holds the 3rd spot at his position. This alone makes him one of the most sought-after recruits of the cycle, and the possibility of seeing him don Kentucky blue certainly heightens expectations for the upcoming season. Pete received an offer from Kentucky's previous coaching staff, led by John Calipari, back in April 2023. At the time, Kentucky's place among the 10 finalists named by Pete in January seemed solid. However, the change in leadership with the arrival of Mark Pope brought a new dynamic to the recruiting process. Since taking the helm, Pope has shifted the team's focus, possibly influencing Pete's interest in other directions. It's important to note that Pete has deep ties to Arizona, where he has spent his entire life. As a result, the Arizona Wildcats have emerged as the frontrunners in the race for his commitment, especially with an official visit scheduled for October. Yet, despite Arizona's confidence in their chances, the situation remains uncertain, and other college basketball powerhouses are keeping a close eye. But we have Pope, and he's a heck of a strategist, but more on that later. Programs like Baylor, Arkansas, and Duke are cited as lurking threats, according to Cassidy's analysis. Each of these programs has the history and resources to make a compelling last-minute push, but this is where Mark Pope's presence could become a game-changer for Kentucky. Pope has not only brought new energy to the program, but also a strategic approach that's already showing results in other recruiting battles. If Pope can land Pete at Kentucky, it would be a significant victory for the new coach, confirming that he's a different kind of leader, one who can attract top-tier talent to Lexington, even in a competitive landscape with strong regional ties like Pete's connection to Arizona. Furthermore, Pete's versatility as a power forward fits perfectly with the style of play Pope seems to be shaping at Kentucky. Pete could be the missing piece that keeps this team on a winning path. Let's take it slow, but this guy is good. Let's go Wildcats. Darren Peterson represents an opportunity that few college programs can afford to miss. Are we optimistic about landing this guy? Absolutely. As we've mentioned before, Pope is making a difference. Ranked as the number 3 player nationally by 247 Sports Composite and the top player at his position, Peterson is a combo guard from prolific prep in Napa, California, who has already proven himself to be an elite talent. Before Calipari left Kentucky for Arkansas, the UK was firmly in the running for Peterson, with Pope reaffirming the interest and reoffering the player in April of this year. The fact that Kentucky was included in Peterson's top 8 last month is a positive sign, but the competition, especially from Kansas, cannot be overlooked. Kansas seems to be the favorite in the race for Peterson, and not without reason. Their NIL deal with Adidas, combined with their participation in the Adidas 3 SSB circuit during the AAU season, creates a natural link between Peterson and the Jayhawks program, one of Adidas' flagships in college basketball. Additionally, Kansas has shown Peterson that he is the team's top priority, which only heightens the challenge for Kentucky. But, as I've said, we have Pope, and Peterson's ability to play both point guard and shooting guard offers the flexibility needed to adapt to different styles of play, something Pope is surely eyeing to elevate the competition. With Peterson, Kentucky would gain a player capable of running the offense, distributing the ball with precision, and being a constant threat from the perimeter. He could become the focal point of a young and talented team, guiding the Wildcats in a conference that demands the utmost from its players in terms of skill and basketball IQ. Moreover, Peterson's presence could attract other talents, much like it has happened with Moreno, who could influence this guy's decision. If Pope can overcome the fierce competition from Kansas and other programs to secure Peterson, it would not only strengthen Kentucky's position in the college basketball landscape, but also highlight Pope's creativity and strategic prowess. However, the reality of modern recruitment, especially with nil deals, means that Kentucky will need to be strategic and innovative to compete with programs like Kansas, which already have a significant edge in this field. Man, if he comes, it's going to be huge. This team is different. Are the Boozer brothers coming to Kentucky? The potential arrival of the Boozer brothers at Kentucky Wildcats under the leadership of Mark Pope would be a unique achievement for the program. Cameron Boozer, widely regarded as the top prospect of 2025, second only to Cooper Flagg, is a talent that any school would welcome with open arms. With his skills as a power forward, ranked number 1 at his position and second nationally by 247 Sports Composite, Cameron is a player who can alter the destiny of any program. Kentucky, under Calipari, made him a priority, and Pope has continued that approach, attending several of his games and making it clear that the UK is interested in his services. However, despite Pope's efforts, the reality is that Cameron's chances of choosing Kentucky seem increasingly slim. Duke, where his father, Carlos Boozer, shined under Mike Krzyzewski, and Miami, where Cameron and his brother Caden grew up and played, stand out as the frontrunners in his recruitment. Florida also remains a viable option. The strong family ties and history with Duke, combined with Miami's regional appeal, put Kentucky in a challenging position. But let's not forget, Pope's leadership has captivated many players to join this team. Caden Boozer, though not as highly ranked as his brother Cameron, is still an elite prospect. Ranked 18th overall and 3rd at the point guard position by 247 Sports Composite, Caden has shown interest in Kentucky, especially after a campus visit during the Calipari era. He highlighted the facilities and the program's winning history, making it clear that he would definitely be interested in joining the Wildcats if the interest is mutual. However, the expectation that the Boozer brothers will play together in college adds a layer of complexity to the recruitment. Caden may not be considered a mandatory package with Cameron, but the family history and dynamics suggest that the two will likely end up on the same team, meaning Kentucky would need to overcome not only Cameron's individual preference, but also the connection factor between the brothers. If Pope can bring the Boozer brothers to Kentucky, it would be a highly intriguing victory, further confirming his ability to compete with programs across the country. Cameron would bring not only his exceptional talent, but also a presence that could attract other top recruits to the program, while Caden would add depth and versatility to the Wildcats' backcourt. However, the current reality points to a tough path for Kentucky. Duke and Miami have significant advantages, both in terms of personal history and family and regional ties. Unless Pope can present an irresistible case, both in terms of player development and nil opportunities, the likelihood is that the Boozer brothers won't play in Lexington. But we can dream, believe, and know that we already have a great strategist like Pope, attracting top talents to the team,